curator of the Yeung Museum. Welcome back to my third video this year, the Year of the Tiger. This video I want to do a recap. First video I did in the series was going over Yeung Ma. So again, if you watch the video, it's a concept that gives you three ideas. Yi is to teach you the proper structure when you're dealing with close quarter fighting, okay? So if you're not in a close quarter fighting, there's no need for the toes in these structures, okay? Kim is to learn how to stay balanced and being rooted, okay? And Yeung, okay, as I say, the original term for Yeung is the term Yin Yang, which expresses Yang being square up facing, Yin being side or back, okay? Which give you the second videotape, the gates theory. So if you start talking about facing, which coming from the concept of Yang, then the second video I did went over the gates. So today is a recap, okay? So I'm gonna start going over the gates first. So starting out with the 9 gates. So in Sirim Tao, or whenever you square up, okay, you have a center, right, left, upper gate, middle gate, lower gate. So that's 9 gates. As I mentioned, some system they use 6 gate. They take out the center gate and replace it with the concept of center line. So that's similar, okay? So this would be a 9 gate. It's very important that you understand the 9 gates is for close quarter combat. You need to square up because you can use both hands and both feet. Now when you turn sideways, slightly like most of the fighting system, now my shoulder are 45 degrees. I have one hand extended out and the other hand is short. We call this long short. This is typical fighting, right? Well, is this Wing Chun? Sure it is, okay? Because you need to sometime go outside of that trapping range, be able to reach out for intercept. And in our system we have weapons. You cannot fire a weapon square up like this. Okay? It's meant for you to have a front side and a back side. Okay? The guarding side, the attacking side, guarding side, attacking side. Okay? You're holding a weapon, especially if you talk about our complete system, which have a long pole. Okay? So when you're dealing with long pole, imagine fighting a long pole square up like this. Right? That doesn't work. Sometimes you see it takes more, okay, than the 6 gate. Now my body is completely turned sideways. This is called 3 gates. Right? So for the long pole. So you see that, right? From Sirim Tao, I'm squaring up. So you have all this movement here. But then on second section, you have movement that go to the side. This is not to chop 2 short people simultaneously. Just express that from the side, I can still go to the side. So you see that in Tamkyu, in Biu Ji, okay, everything there's, so when you turn your body completely sideways, this is 3 gates. 1, 2, 3. My other gates are behind me. 3 gate, 6 gate, 9 gates. And there's one more posture that we do, okay, and sometimes you see is what we call Jin Kun. Okay, you see it in low horse, right, in horse sense. So this is part of an anti-takedown that we do. When people shoot on us, we do go down, but our body is straight, where most of the grabbing system, they lean forward. So later series will show you the applications. So when you go down, my upper 3 gate is missing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is also 6 gates. 3 gates, 6 gates, 6 gates, 9 gates. Okay? So to kind of give you more details. So the gate theory, okay, now during training, you see all Wing Chun school, when we practice, we square up to our opponents. Okay? Again, if my hand can touch my opponents simultaneously, this is inside the box we call trapping range. Okay? So when we practice from Pak Sao to Lap Sao to Chi Sao, we always square up. So a lot of time we give the student the conception that when we fight, we square up with opponents that also square up. Actually, that is not the case. Okay? So when we apply the technique, I am square up where the opponent is not squaring up. Okay? So for example, if I use a Pak Da, okay? So if I use a Pak Da, the opponent is still squaring up, he can counter right away. I didn't take advantage of his positions or structure. Okay, so in application, if some punches come, right? So actually my Pak Da would be coming from the side. You see, I step off to the side, Pak Da. So he's facing this way, Yin facing, Bai Yin. I am achieving Zhou Yin, a superior facing. So this is the actual applications, okay? So sometime I move to the side, or sometime you move your opponent's where his facing is destroyed. Okay, so earlier you see that where I am moving off to the side, the opponent's not being moved, okay? There is a second applications where you are actually destroying their facing or moving your opponents, okay? So if I square up here, 9 gate versus 9 gate, the punch comes. This is actually what should be going on with the Pak Sao. The initial Pak Sao is destroy his facing, and then I come off to the side. So this is moving your opponents, where this one here is where you're moving off to the side. Okay, again, you have 2 ways to do it. Where your opponent is facing you, as the punch comes, you destroy his facing and then attack Pak Da. So your initial Pak is to take away his facing. I'm doing his Bai Yin punch. Another way is where maybe dealing with a big guy, you're not going to be able to move him with just a slap hand or Pak Sao, right? So sometime dealing with a second situation where the punch comes, you move off to the side and punch, right? But the idea is the same. By the time I apply my technique, I have 9 gate facing where the opponent is facing me with 3 gates or 6 gates. So this is understanding of the gates theory, okay? Now how about Yi Chi Yeung Ma, okay? So you see in the dummy, okay, you step off to the side. So once you step off to the side, your toes and knees are still abducted. This gives you a good structure, okay, where if you open up like this, okay, so you have 2 feet, or sometimes if you make contact with the dummy leg, then your foot becomes narrow. So you see you have stances like this, narrow, and you have legs apart, toes in. So that is based on, most of the time when you come into contact with your opponent's leg, this foot backs it up, then you can sweep the guy, okay? But most of the time when your legs not come into contact, you have 2 lines, okay? So again, you can see the applications. I have my assistant here, Dr. Atif, gonna be showing okay, a straight punch. So I'm going to give you the same ideas on facing, dealing with the 9 gate versus less than a 9 gate. So in practice, right, let's say he would square up, right, he does his vertical punch, and I does my Pak Sao. This is practice. 9 gate versus 9 gate, right, you can do a whole bunch of numbers, you know, whatever you feel like doing. But this is just to train the hands. But in applications, okay, again, okay, by him turning sideways, he's in 6 gate position. So where I am here squaring up, you notice that my range is short, but his jab probably can touch me, right? So the advantage of turning sideways is that you extend Okay, for the human skeleton, that's how you reach further out. So for me, scoring up, where I'm playing a more of a counter or defensive game, unless I'm gonna turn myself into 6 gate as well. So in this case, okay, as I'm scoring up, he fired his jabs on me. Right, step in. Boom. Here. You notice I took away his attack and I countered, but I didn't take away his structure. So that means that cross can hit me right away. So that's the problem with not applying the concept of Wing Chun. Okay, if you're doing the concept 9 gate versus 6 gate, that means you get a better position or you take away his structure. Okay, so watch the application again. Okay, now if you look at the situation, I took away his facing, his backhand is way back there. There's no way he can punch me unless he turns his body. But as I'm here, I already have my shots. Okay? So all the different strikes you already have. So where he have to rotate, but by the time he rotate, he's gonna walk into my 9-gate techniques anyway. Okay, so this is how you apply the concepts. Okay? So watch again. Right. Top, I'm already here. There is no punch that can come at me right away. Where he has to deal with this hand, this foot, this foot. Okay? So all of this, and not to mention elbows, knees, takedown, submission, all that happens. Okay? So 9-gate versus 3 gates. So this is concept of applying the gate theory, which is coming from the concept of Yeung Ma. Yeung is the young facing. Footwork wise, same thing. If he comes in, if I trap his foot, I don't want my legs to be here. He can just kicks between my legs, so I need to narrow my stance and give me the leverage to do something here. You see, so I'm almost doing the Yichi Kamyoma. If I don't come into contact, okay, then my foot needs to be toes in, knees in, 2 legs. Okay, so from here, both legs can kick. Again, give me the advantage of the 9 gates, 2 hands, 2 feet can work simultaneously. So again, you see, Yichi Kim Yeung Ma give you a very important concept. Good structure, take away their facing, and having good stability at a close range.